these are the actual handcarts. They've been set up, well, first of all, from a safety perspective. What do you think is the most important thing when it comes to safety where you can get hurt? Exactly, the wheels. So you have to be very careful. These actually are designed a little longer than the actual handcarts. The other handcarts are about like this, and then the women actually with their long dresses would get caught in the wheels, and some of them would be injured. So they've actually extended the front before so you can actually pull. The second safety issue is this. Okay, you won't realize sometimes you'll have a couple people in the middle and a couple people up here, and they're trying to turn or maneuver trees or bushes or people trying to go around. You'll get hit with these, so just be careful. That's the two main areas from a safety perspective are the wheels and these. Okay, normal pulling is going to be set up this way. So you're going to get these cotton ropes. You want to make sure that you're not dragging these on the ground. But safety first. Safety first. So you'll get the rope, and so you just make sure that you put it over the top, come underneath, and set it up that way. And then you'll have your youth. You can have. I mean, when we went, we had some of the young men that felt heroes, and so they want to always be out in front, and it's fine. You can set it up either ways. We had young women that wanted to take their turn as well. But you can do, if you want to, you can set one here, two in the middle, and one on the outside. There's 4. And if you want to do another 4, there's 8 right there. And then one on top and handle the back. So when you're pulling, that's how this is going to be set up. When they get wet, I'll tell you the brake side. When you go downhill, well, first of all, when this is loaded, it's pretty heavy. So when you go uphill, it's going to be great to do that. When you go downhill, what's going to happen? So from a safety perspective, you take the front one off now. You run your ropes this way. And then you have a grip that's holding the back side. So you've got still some on the front and some on the back that's holding it as you go down. So that's from a safety perspective. That's really important. You'll have 8 to 10 of the 5-gallon pails. So this should actually be all of their clothing, everything in it. They'll have a plastic bag. They'll have their sleeping bag and some of that. You won't have everything flat if you're thinking it's going to be all flat. It's going to be a heaping pile. Here's a suggestion that I would do when we did is you put a tarp, line it with a tarp, and still after everything's loaded, then put the tarp over the top because you're going to get trail dust. Even though it's in a plastic bag, you're going to get a lot of trail dust and dirt. So we just wrapped it with the tarp, so we tarped it over the top, and then just tucked it underneath. Will we need to bring that tarp? Yes, that'll be on one of your things you're supposed to provide as a tarp. The other thing is you want to have access to the water. You're going to have a water jug here on your cart, and so you'll want to make sure that everybody knows where that's located. Make sure your weight, that's the other thing, is the weight distribution. Usually I like to have it over the axles. So that's where you'll want most of your heavy weight, which is mainly your water jug and a lot of other stuff. Let's see. Oh,
these pails get pretty heavy depending on what they pack in there.
They don't want you to put your Dutch ovens just directly on the wood. They want to put it like on a tire or something. And also make sure that they're cool when you put them in. If they're hot, you can have a compromise. So that's the Handcart safety. Let's talk about campground rules. If you're a scout, you always leave it better than when you left it, so that's number 1. Leave no trace. That's exactly. Keep no trace. Keep your children inside camping areas at all times. And be considerate about quiet time. This is going to be your time when it's getting dark and you're getting ready for bed. It's your time to actually provide a spiritual experience for them before they go to bed, either reading the scriptures or sharing your testimony, or for them sharing their experiences of the day of what might touch them. So a great experience in the evening, and you're going to have laugh and giggle as well, but there's going to be a time where you kind of feel that everybody's getting quiet and you need to settle down. So just be sensitive to that.
Are we having any visitors this time?
I don't know if we'll have any roosters.
Were any of you on the last one with the roosters?
Oh, as far as the cooking?
Well, as far as waking us up at 3 and 4 and 5.
No, we haven't, but there's probably gonna be enough of that, you won't have to worry about that. We just slept out, you know, they've got the little lean-to, and of course, depending on the weather, we just slept out on a tarp, so, which was perfectly fine. And he'll talk about the parents in the middle, young women on one side, young men on the other. They're talking about designing the lean-to, which is fine as well. We had great weather, and it was beautiful to see shooting stars, and it was just fantastic. As a mom and pop, I don't think Darla, did you have a air mattress?
No.
I got one of those little cool floating things. We blew it up and put it in my sleeping bag. That was sitting on my back.
We tried to kind of hide that from them.
Yeah, we did that.
So are we not allowed to bring pads if they, like I have a collapse
It's
here,
just for you, but don't tell them.
so they can't bring that.
Well, if everybody starts to bring this stuff, then you have trouble.
And that's the problem. You have a nice one that collapses, but if you start opening it up, you're gonna have kids that
Don't bring this great big
that
phone.
hold on.
There you go. It's tough, so, okay. Yeah, rules of the trail. Some of these are really important. First of all, you're gonna have sometimes the youth that want to go hang out with their friends in another family. So make sure that you keep your family together. There is gonna be time for them to hang out with their friends and other families. And this is your special time for you and your family to develop those relationships. But you are gonna have some youth that are gonna have friends in this campsite that are gonna wanna go over there. So
For kids that want to join your family, I mean, you be kind, but you really, it's
try to
about,
keep them together. They're gonna have their time to be together. Let's see, a couple other things. We talked about sleeping arrangements. Rules for the road. Never run with a hand, you know, your kids are gonna wanna go fast. They're not gonna be able to go very fast because they're gonna hit the handcart in front of them, so, but that's gonna be, they're gonna show how strong they are and wanna pull it really fast. And just pull it at a pace, but never run with a handcart. Once you fall down, again, safety number one, you can get run over by the wheels, so you have to be very careful with that. Another safety tip, not safety tip, but more for the handcart. When you set these down, make sure you set them down gently. Don't just drop them down. And then let's just take one. I'm just gonna set one down. Okay. The other thing is, this is not, that's a no-no. Don't let them sit on that. If they want to lean against the handcart, that's fine, but you don't want them sitting on the bars. Yeah, as far as leaning against the bar, everything's good. Did they tell you you're going to pull us for half a mile on the last station? In the rain. You're going to really get it. Porta potties will be provided, so you don't have to ever worry about a porta potty. You'll have some of the young men want to sneak over by the tree, and you have to tell them, no, you need to go up to the porta potties to try to keep it under control. Dress code.
Are they gonna hold these rules with the youth? Yeah, or is it something that, you know, like that, with the, or is that just something just?
That's the mas and pas, just setting the tone of the family and just respecting each other. Now, we did this for our kids when they wanted to dress and change. We just had the young women hold the tarp, and they kind of got in a circle, and so one went in while they held it up, and when they were done, they came out, and then one went back in. We didn't have to set up some fancy, you know, so we just had everybody just held up the tarp, you know, and so the young men were holding up the tarp for them, and the young women were holding up the tarp for them. So that's something you can do. But you'll set the tone of your own for your families of what you want to do, some of the rules that you have, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's probably one of the things I enjoyed is just joking and having a good time with the women. But then secondly is the spiritual side of it is just amazing. After they've gone through these hard things, you're sitting together at night, you're sharing, you're reading the scriptures, or you're sharing experiences. It's a real special time. So, my experience. I think that's it. Everything's in the book, but is there any questions that you have regarding the handcart, any campground rules, safety rules? We're gonna move as a group, and so it's not like you're gonna hurry and butt around and get in front of somebody else. It's just gonna be patient, and when the group stops, you'll stop.
Not a race?
It's a turtle.